Oh yeah. Limoblaze, yo, yo, yo. Oh yeah. I'm blessed. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah. Boy, I'm up and I'm yawning, yeah. I thank God for another day, and I ain't got worries, yeah. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah. Yeah, I'm up and I'm yawning, yeah. I thank God for another day, and I ain't got worries, boy, I'm blessed. What you mean? I got breath in my lungs, don't you see? Boy, I'm blessed. What you mean? I got breath in my lungs, don't you see? Boy, I'm blessed. What you mean? I got breath in my lungs, don't you see? Boy, I'm blessed. What you mean? I got breath in my lungs, don't you see? Boy, I never had a
New Generation Reloaded is what you are listening to right here on your #1 radio station. And of course, it's been a long time. We've been trying to do this. We've been trying to make it happen. But at the end of the day, we managed to have the man himself in the studio. And I've been talking about this for days now, and I have the man himself in the studio. He's got a new album out, and of course, he's been buzzing too much about it. And I just want him to, just talk a little bit more about that. And on the line, ladies and gentlemen, I have Limoblaze. How you doing, bro?
Yeah. What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Always an exciting time being on radio like this, especially with my folks in Zambia. So I feel good. I feel excited. Album is out. The feedback has been amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much been an ecstatic period for me. So yeah.
Awesome. And you've been doing this for almost a decade now, and I'm pretty sure, looking at the background, you've been doing this for quite a while. And this album, there's just something to it. I mean, last year you gave us a very good album with The Truth, and this one right here, God's Favorite Baby. First of all, what made you come up with that title for an album?
So the title of that album is a product of my life and personal relationship with God. Yeah. So I came to a place where I understood God's love to a certain depth. There's a certain depth that when you understand God's love, it begins to feel like you're the only one that God is concerned about. It begins to feel like His love begins to feel so personal that it begins to feel like you're His only child and definitely His favorite. So yeah, that's how the name of the album came about, and just understanding His love and knowing that perfect love casts out all fears. Yeah. So yeah, that's where the name came from, God's Favorite Baby.
Awesome. And also looking at the artists that you've worked with so far, and some of them you've actually collaborated with already. You've collaborated with Cass, with Coda Music, and these are guys that you've also done music with before. But what's the experience been? How's the experience? What's it been like working with these young, creative, and awesome artists around the globe?
I mean, it's always exciting. It's always a challenge. So one thing for me, I do not work with anybody that I'm not friends with. It's one of my standing rules when it comes to like music. I don't make music with anybody I'm not genuinely friends with. Yeah. So whoever you see me making music with, I'm genuinely friends with them. So our connection goes beyond just the music. But then these guys are super talented, and they're all leaders in what they're doing. So it is always exciting and sort of a challenge to be able to take, my sound and this person's sound, and let us see what we can create together. Yeah. So it's a process that I always enjoy. For people who know me, I do a lot of collaborations. It's because I enjoy them.
Awesome. And also another thing I really wanted to find out was, I know this is very close to your heart, like you explained, God's favorite baby, but I want to know, like in your life, there's always that Jesus experience, that gets us writing down these things. What was your Jesus experience when you were writing this album, when you were producing and working on this album?
It wasn't just one experience. It was a ton and ton of experiences. even up until the release of the album, it's been back-to-back testimonies. I mean, I released an album independently, it charted in 12 plus countries, and I didn't spend a single dollar on promoting it.
Wow.
It trended on Twitter for more than half the day. Like, for something to trend in Nigerian Twitter, it is a big deal. Because our population is large. You don't just trend on Twitter for any, it has to be special.
Yeah.
So even up until the release, it's been testimonies after testimonies. I've had tons of people who sent testimonies of how they were depressed, and listening to the album, it took them out of that. I had someone who sent me a text saying he was on the verge of committing suicide, but he heard a particular song, which was a song of me just pouring out my pain on it, and for some reason it talked him out of that. God used that song to talk him out of that decision. So like I said, it's not just one experience. There's been way too many experiences. There's way too many of those experiences where you just look back and say, nah, this can only be God.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, also, just taking you back to some of those experiences. I know it's not easy producing music independently and pushing it on your own. Africa is a very fertile and also hard ground at the end of the day. But what kept you going? You could have easily given up. What kept you going in this production and putting together of this album?
Yeah, I think one thing for me when it comes to music and why I keep going as hard as I do is because it boils down to the purpose of why you make music. If you started off making music, gospel music, and your intention is just to blow up and get rich or famous, you probably will get frustrated, because in this genre, those don't come easily. But my music that I make comes from a place of meeting a need, and then every day I interact with people, I realize that there are more and more souls that are wasting away, and I understand that this music is what God has called me to do. That is the part that God has called me to play in the assignment of calling people and reconciling people back to Him. There's way too many people that needs to be reconciled to God, so I can't stop, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels like, is there really a light at the end of the tunnel? I just trust and just keep going, and as long as I'm in the will of God, then everything is going to be all right. That has always been my belief.
Most definitely. And looking at the type of people that you worked with, and I saw a post that you posted, a few days ago about Denamwana, and I've seen, like what you said, you don't work with people you don't know, you don't work with people that aren't your friends. I've been looking at, some things that you've written about Denamwana, about Cass, about Sam, Code Out Music, and all those things. Now, from that perspective, how important is it in the music industry to stay close to people that are going to build you up in your faith?
I mean, for several reasons it is important. One, just being around believers who share a common goal and mindset is important in sharpening you. Iron sharpens iron. So there's that. And also it gives you room to have people to talk to, because nobody's a superhuman. No matter how blessed or graced you are, you still have your off days, and the only person who might be able to understand is someone who is on the same path as you, who has been, or for example, Dena Mana, she is big sister. I love her so much. She has been in this journey, I would say she has gone ahead of me in most parts of what we do. So she obviously she has experienced things that might be new to me if I'm experiencing them. So if I meet a brick wall and I need somebody to talk to, hey, I can call Dana because she's my friend and I could talk to her about it. I mean, literally, I was on a call yesterday with her husband, talking to her about something that was bothering me. So there is that. And secondly, when you're friends with someone and working with them, you can tell from the record, it feels effortless.
Yeah.
It feels effortless. It doesn't feel like you're trying too hard. It's like friends making music together. And thirdly, when making music with your friends, it's easy for you to to be able to find common grounds. It's easy for you to give feedback. So it's like I have friends who may want to put me on a song, and if I do something and they could be like, this is nice, but this is not what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Can you do this? You can't do that with somebody who is not your friend, because the person could get offended, or the person could say, are you trying to insult my craft? Or the person could be like, look at you, I'm trying to help you out and you're questioning me, for me, it's always, we have to be friends. We have to be genuinely friends first. We have to meet somewhere other than just music.
Awesome. Yeah. And also, I like that very much. There has to be that relationship in play. And I've also seen the way you talk about the truth. I've seen you work. We worked with a lot of people from Rich Records. Truth. At some point you talked about KB. So you've worked with Lacrae on their latest single, Lacrae and Andy. The remix for Coming In Hot, and for people that might actually say, you know what, Limo, come on, man, you're too big, to be still in the gospel sectors. And there are people that actually act like that, But has something like that ever happened to you, and how did you overcome that?
I mean, I hear things like that, and I think it just comes from a place of not understanding why I do what I do. Yeah. I've heard people say things like that. I've heard some of them. I've been approached by some of the biggest labels in the world who are making me offers and telling me, oh, you could be the next so and so person. I'm like, that's not who I am. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I've been called to do. I think I would be the most miserable of men if all I have at the end of the day is just money and fame. Yeah. Because none of that truly satisfies. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing lives being transformed from what you do. Yeah. And no, I don't think the gospel is a small thing. The gospel is the most important thing in life and in existence. Yeah. It is the most important thing. It is the only thing that has the power to transform and to change. So why do we want to see it as small? It comes from a place of just having not an improper view of things, just like how mostly in Africa teachers are not respected, but these are the guys that are molding the future of the children. Why don't you respect them more than the respect that has been accorded to them? Why is their pay not higher than it is? So yeah, that's just what it is for me. No matter what anybody wants to say to me, I'm good. Like, I'm happy. Yeah. I'm not broke. I probably don't have a Ferrari or Benz, but I don't care much for that. Yeah. God is providing for me. I'm able to eat 3 square meals. I'm able to live comfortably. God is keeping me. What more would I want? I have all of this influence. I'm able to talk and thousands of people listen. I'm able to tell people about my faith and they listen. It doesn't get better than that. Yeah. Because I have friends. I have friends who are mainstream artists. I have really big mainstream artists who are my friends. Yeah. Who we probably even started music together, and I can tell you without a doubt they are not as happy and as much at peace as I am. Yeah. Awesome. And of course, from that explanation, we can tell that you're really God's favorite baby. But I think I can also say the same. I'm God's favorite baby, bro. I mean, we all are God's favorite babies. You just have to understand it and accept it. Yeah. And trust me, when you do, you begin to see new dimensions of favor in your life. Awesome. And just in case you're just tuning in, you are still listening to New Generation Reloaded. My name is Chomba, and of course I've got God's favorite baby on the line, Limoblaze, and we've seen some incredible projects from you from the time you kicked off your career, and it's almost a decade now. And looking at the future, what does the future look like for you when it comes to music, production, and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, the next vital part of my career is, it was supposed to kick off last year. It was supposed to be touring, but now I think we're here. Everything happens for a reason. So the next part for me is to start touring. So immediately these restrictions are lifted and people can actually start doing shows again. That is definitely the next part for me. Touring, going country to country and performing this amazing music and telling people about Jesus. Awesome. And of course, more and more albums and collaborations. will always be in the pipeline.
Awesome. Apart from Pompey, whom you've worked with from Zambia, who else?
Yeah.
Which other Zambian artists? I mean, you've worked with Pompey. You've also worked with Solomon Plate and Esther Chungo on that song. There was is it Blowing My Mind or something?
Blow My Mind. Blow My Mind,
yeah.
Blow My Mind remix.
Yeah, you did a remix. Which other Zambian artists would you like to collaborate with?
I've worked with Esther more than once. I think I've worked with Esther 2 times now.
Yeah.
I've worked with Esther too. I love Esther. I've worked with Esther twice. I've worked with Pompey, like you said. I've worked with Abel. I think Abel was one of the Abel Chungu.
Yeah.
Was one of the earliest persons that I worked with. I tried so many times to work with Mag, but it was just not working. Mark was such a busy person.
Yeah.
I tried. Trust me, I tried. I shot. We talked about it, and I shot Mag a number of emails, sent him songs, but there was never a feedback on any of that.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. Mag was the one person that was left that I know I wanted to work with.
Yeah.
Because the other guys that I have worked with are the people I always wanted to work with. Pompey, Abel, Mark 44, Esther. Esther is my friend.
Yeah.
So, I worked with Josie J. I haven't heard from Josie J in a long minute. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a long minute, but I worked with Josie J.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the guys that I'm always like. I mean, Pompey is the man.
Yeah.
Always want to work with Pompey. Yeah.
Awesome. And talking about Pompey, he just released a video for Pompey and Mac for video
with Mac 44.
Yeah, for Luyando. It's an incredible video. But you should definitely look into working with some young Zambian artists. There are really talented young artists out here. And I'm telling you, if I were to introduce you to them, you'd be like, whoa, bro, where is this coming from? But there's just so much talent in Africa, and because of our state of the continent, people really look down on us. But guess what? God has really blessed us with so much talent, and we are actually seeing it from you. You've been giving us some incredible projects that we've been very happy with, and especially right here on Radio Christian Voice. Trust me, this is like your home. This is like your home, brother. This is like your home. And as
just to speak to something you said about like the world looking down on us, I think we as Africans have to do better and stop looking down on ourselves.
True.
Because we're kings. Like, we all need to know that we're kings.
Yeah.
Like, even in my dealings with people in the West, I don't deal with anybody in the West like you're doing me a favor. No, like, I know who I am. I know what I want.
Yeah.
I'm an African king. I'm king in my home. I'm king in Africa. You can't be king in the US. You can't be king but I'm king here. And because I'm king, I'm not about to look down on myself at all. Like, I don't begin to do that. Like, if I'm working with anybody, you got to give me my respect. Like, it has to be mutually. There has to be a mutual respect. And I encourage all Africans to start thinking and seeing themselves that way. Let's move past all of that mindset of we are not found.
Yeah, most definitely we are kings and queens. And hey, bruh, it's been awesome catching up. It's been fun, and I've been enjoying the album. I've been listening to songs from back to back, and also that song that you did with Asha and Aish, bruh. Even in the previous album, there's a song JJ. Aish, bro.
JJ, yes.
Yeah, bro. That's like one of my favorite songs, and just you added her.
Yeah. You see when I talk about working with people that are your friends, you can tell.
Yeah.
Like, you can feel the connection. Asha is my friend. Like, from day to day, I and Asha spend sometimes 1 hour on phone just talking. Yeah. Like, right before this call, I was speaking with Asha. So we're genuinely friends, and you can tell from the connection in the music. You can feel it.
Awesome, bro.
She's one of my favorite persons to always work with.
Awesome. Hey, bro, thank you so much for connecting. I pray we can connect somehow. As your closing remarks, any encouragements, to those artists coming up? I mean, it's not easy doing music and making music.
Yeah.
People think you just get into the studio, abracadabra, and that's it, but it takes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, to anybody who might be listening to this right now and you make music, first of all, I want to tell you, well done. Especially if you're making Christian music, well done. You're doing a great job. You are carrying a great assignment. To encourage you and work. If you're already working hard, work twice as hard, and open up your mind. Do not think just around your community. Begin to think as a global artist. Begin to see yourself and move as a global artist. Begin to see the whole world as one big marketplace that you can put your stands at. And also, to all my African brothers, begin to think exports. Export your music, educate your mind, educate yourself about the music, the business, grow spiritually. I mean, all of this just comes together, and you will get results that will blow your mind. That's all I have to say.
Brother, thank you so much, and I pray that people just go over to your website. If they can buy the music, they can stream the music, you know, and just spread the word about this awesome. It's a really amazing album, and I've really enjoyed all the songs that I've listened to. I've loved all the songs on the album. So keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
Hoping to connect with you.
Bro. Sure, man. Have a good day.
All right. Have a good day as well.
Awesome. You be my authority. You be my security. I no get no alternative. Follow you to eternity. Oh.